What is up, everybody? Meriden Gaming here, back for another World of Tanks Tech Tree tank review and gameplay. So today we're starting with the Tier 5 American light tank, the M24 Chaffee. That's right, we finally got an Ace Tank replay of the M24. I'm actually recording 3 episodes back to back because we also have one of the next 2 tiers. So you know how long that's going to be before they, give us another update and I can't play them anymore. So let's knock these things out. Anyway, here is the M24 Chaffee. This is the Tier 5, like I said, of the American light tanks. It's got a little bit of shielding on the side, but it's got that kind of standard American style with this, very sharp slope down and this kind of rounded edge over the top. But honestly, it's a light tank. You're going to get pinned by everything. And you also have this lovely little cupola on top that's going to get hit a lot. Alright, let's get to the comparison. So, one stipulation I do have to say is I see a lot of people that use the AMX ELC BIS and the Leopard using the lower rank guns, especially on this AMC, because the 90mm, even though it hits hard, has good penetration, it limits your whatever you call that, the how far the turret can move left and right. It's only like 15 degrees or so, and a lot of people, especially when they're playing lights, prefer having a full turret rotation ability. So I see a lot of people running the 75mm SA44L instead of the 32L, because 32L is junk because it has no penetration. But definitely check out the 90mm if you're more used to playing those TDs that don't have the gun maneuverability. So you're kind of more used to that than a lot of other people. I would suggest going with 75 if you're used to just standard light tanks, honestly. And then the other one is the Leopard, because the base gun on this is actually an auto. Oh, wrong thing. It's actually an autoloader with like a 12-round clip or something like that. And the fact that the standard rounds are only 5 penetration less, you can really rack up the damage real quick on somebody. You poke around, unload a magazine on them, and then take cover again. That really tears people up. So I see that as the gun that almost everyone, at least on the North American server, that's the one they use. So had to get that out of the way just so you can tell that the stats are a little bit different than what you'd be used to. Alright, so damage per minute, it's in the middle of everything. It's, that standard American tank style is we tend to be in the middle of everything. So penetration, 96, not good, not bad. You will be able to pin pretty much almost all the tier 5s. Once you go up tier 6, tier 7, you're probably going to have a problem. But the tier 5s, you'll be fine. And then, of course, you also have the gold rounds that have the 143 that will help you deal with them. So definitely take at least a few. I tend to take 10 to 15 just because if I do well and I don't die, I do really good spotting, I want to have that ability to deal with those heavy tanks in the end. And you definitely have to have those gold rounds for those higher tier heavy tanks for sure. Anyway, compared to everything else, it's pretty much right in the middle. As far as damage goes, like I said, this is a little bit different just because it's an autoloader with those 12 rounds. So it delivers those rounds really quick. As you can see, rate of fire 39 shots per minute. So that is basically, I want to say it shoots out, I can't think. It's more than, it's like 2 or 3 rounds a second or something like that. It's really crazy how quickly you can unload on someone. So it really does quite a bit of damage. But otherwise, it's on par with the other light tanks that you'll see. And we also have the Covenator. This is actually one of my personal favorites as far as this tier of light tank goes. Leopard's the next, then probably Chaffee and AMX. But that one is the one you have to go through to get the wheeled vehicles. So, because this one has, it says 4 rounds, but it does 2-round burst. But yeah, and then reload time, it's okay. It's not great. It's not bad. Especially compared to like the Leopard and stuff. You'll be shooting a little bit, but honestly, that's not what this tank is designed for. But with proper use of your cover and whatnot, you can pump out a lot of damage with this thing and take on the heavier tanks, the mediums, the heavies, the TDs, and the artillery. Being a 75 caliber, of course, you're going to overmatch anything that has 25 or less, so you will be able to go through all those lower tier tanks fairly easily without much of a problem. Shell velocity, yeah, it's slow. So you do have to take that into account when you're trying to lead shots. This is one of the slower rounds compared to pretty much all the other tanks at this tier and up. And then 60 allows you to have plenty of not only standard rounds, but those HE rounds and the gold rounds as well. That being said, like, it doesn't compare to the Leopard at all, because the Leopard is just kind of ridiculous, honestly, just because of how much ammo, because it's an autoloader. But potential damage, it's kind of on the low side, but it's more than enough to deal with any tank. Most matches you're not going to run out of ammo. At least I never did. Aim time, it's actually one of the best aim times, especially once you get a little bit better crew. You can probably get this down closer to a second of aim time, which means 3 seconds total, because this time here is based on how long it takes to get a third of the way aimed in. Dispersion, not great. You are going to have a problem hitting stuff at longer ranges, but you're going to try to flank people more and try to get their size with this tank. Then we get down to, the 10 degrees of gun depression. That standard American style turret that always gives you at least 10 degrees. You don't have the best gun elevation with this tank, but honestly, it's not that big of a deal. At least it's not like the AMX with the 13 and 5. The only thing that's better is that Covenator. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but yeah, it actually has 15, so you can peek over heels really well with this thing. Then we get to speed. It's actually the fastest. Well, forward it is. Backward, it's a little bit slow, but not too bad compared to the others. But honestly, they're all about the same. The problem is you're going to start running into the wheeled vehicles against this tier, because you have the Hotch at tier 7. So that's going to be the one downside, is you're not going to be able to keep up with them. They're going to spot your team before you can. So the best you can do is try to track them so the rest of your team can take them out. Alright, then we get down to the armor. It's okay, it's not bad. All the mediums, the heavies, everything will pretty much pin you from same tier up, and the majority of the stuff that's even lower tier will still be able to pin you. But you do have some angles that you can ricochet shells, but I wouldn't count on it. And then camo. Yeah, standard American thing. Not that great at camo, but decent view range. 360 is kind of low, but I don't know what it is with this specific set of tanks. Like, all the tier 5s are on the lower side. Like, I play the Covenator quite a bit, and that is the one problem that I have with it, is the fact that I have problems seeing, especially those tier 6 and tier 7 light tanks have much better view range than I do. But let's go ahead and see what I would do to it. So we do camouflage, of course, brothers in arms, concealment. I mean, it's one of those standard things. Recon, situational awareness, and then I would most likely try to take, where is it? Snapshot, because that's going to help you with your turret rotation whenever you're moving your turret, trying to get those shots. And then what was the other one? I think it was smooth. Yeah, smooth ride. You're not really going to be taking that many shots on the move. You're pretty much going to stop because yours aims in so quickly, but it's always a good thing to have. And then as far as equipment goes, you know me, I like vents. I'd probably go with gun rammer. That ups your damage per minute as usual. Oh, well, actually, you know what? Nope, I'd probably go with low noise. And we need to get our view range up, so we're going to have to check this, because I forgot to check beforehand. So that gets us up to 437. That's kind of low, and that only gets us up to 38 camo. So it seems like we're actually going to need to take the camouflage net and the binoculars for this one. So that will get us up to 42. That's respectable. Not great, not bad. you'll be able to sit in some of the bushes, but a lot of those higher tier tanks are going to be able to see you much better than you can. And then that almost 500 view range, that is awesome. That's what we're looking for. That will allow you to see those TDs in bushes, especially when they fire, and then those mediums as well when they're trying to hide in bushes, because you have over the maximum view range. It allows you to see them in bushes further out than what would be standard. And then that also gets our aim time down to 1.47, not bad. And then of course our reload time is a little bit faster just due to the vents. But anyway, let's get over to the gameplay. Alright, escape, and here we go. So we are watching I don't even know how to pronounce his name. I did notice that for some reason the tier like 5 and down, I've been seeing a lot more bots recently. I think due to the holiday ops and everyone getting those boxes with the tier 8 tanks, we're beginning to see a lot more of the bots. Especially like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. When I was trying to play some of those to get some gameplay footage, it was almost always maybe 4 on 4. And see, on here it's only 3 on 3, it looks like. Look at that. See, that's a great spot to be in. It's a great bush. Those KB ones you can tend to punish because they tend to be a little bit slower than all of the other things. I see the one thing that I would say you should have pulled back a little bit, because when you fire, let's see, there's a leopard. When you fire and you're not pulled back behind the bush to make it no longer transparent, people can see you and shoot you. You can get away with bots on this, but normal players, you're gonna have a problem. See, he would have gotten lit up if there were actual players on the map, on the match. Yeah, so you're seeing that dispersion come into play. So that guy's not there anymore, so he's gonna move up.
Fall back from there.
Check to see which ones are actually. So the T-67 and the Hetzer are actual players on his team.
Fall back.
I'm not sure if this is actually the North American server, because of the names of the players. It looks like possibly Spanish, so maybe European or the South American server. See, look at that. That is a bot right there. Okay, now I see why he was able to do so well. And see, he had a little bit of lag there. Because that bot was so focused on the T-67 that he didn't fire it back at him. What's on the other team? Let's take a look. Let's see. The actual players are the KB-1, the Hetzer, and the T-67, which they already destroyed. Just trying to take care of the KB-1. Yeah, the priority whenever you're playing against any bots is try to take the players out first, because the bots are usually not quite as strategic as the players would be. They tend to just run straight at you. See, look, all their bots are, a lot of them are all just kind of lined up. They have like positions that they're told to move to. And what's funny is I will sit there and watch when I was playing some of the tier 1s. They were literally, like, all 3 of the bots ran straight into the same rock. You know, some were faster, like one was a light tank, one was a medium, and one was a heavy. Every last one of them ran into the same rock. I'm like, really? Talk about not programming your pathing very well. He's doing pretty good. He's already got 1,300 damage, which for a tier 5 game is really good. Oh, see, now he spots he's going to get hit by the KB-1. I'm not sure which gun the KB-1 has, though, so we'll see. But yeah, if you ever want to see what it's like to play against the bots, the South American server has a especially on the lower tiers, and even the North American server on the like tier 1, 2, 3 has a lot of bots for some reason. I'm not sure why. See, now he's going to go try to deal with the other player. See, that's a great move. Oh, driving on one tread. I've done that before. You go around a corner too quick and you tilt up onto one side. Oh, lock him down. There's a little bit of lag there. Oh, yep, the Hetzer's gotta stay back. There he goes. Now the enemy's like, I gotta try to get safe, and he's dead. Oh, nope. The other Hetzer's gonna get him. Okay. Not too bad, or actually the T-95. So the KV-1 on the other team has already taken out that T-67. As you can see, he's using cover really well, and then trying to flank the enemies. See, now sees that guy. That's the other real player that's left. Actually, yeah, there was two. Oh, he's got to be careful. See, yeah, you can bounce shots with this tank. KV-1 doesn't have the best penetration, though. You realize that he can't take on that KV-1 by himself. Trying to draw attention. Wow. See, I would have destroyed my tracks if I tried that. Yeah, the KV-1's focused on him, so the Hetzer should be trying to flank. Oh, he finally got hit. Well, see, that's what you gotta do. You gotta use your gun depression. Try to get shots in. Oh, see? He doesn't need to be... That's one thing. If he was playing a real player, he would have gotten lit up so many times by now. Because he keeps going up in the same spot. That's one thing you never want to do. Because they're pre-aimed for that spot to be able to shoot you. If they can pre-aim, that means they can aim fully in and get you. See, he needs to move around. See, he waited until he wasn't spotted to try to move around. There they go. Alright, very good. So now they've just got those three things over there, which are all bots, so pretty much that's going to be the end of this. There's not really... They're not really going to pose much of a threat because they're not going to pay attention to him being so far away. They tend to focus on whatever is closest to them. So, yeah, he pretty much can just flank all day long. Take out this one that's closest. He is spotted now, though, so that, like I said, this thing does not have good camo. So it can, the enemy can take advantage of that. So when Valentine 2 is going to have really good armor compared to a lot of stuff, so it can stand up to a lot of other tanks pretty well. Try to sneak around and get this guy. Just going to try to get the one that's directly in front. I think it's behind a building though. He does get shot in the side though if he goes out there. Oh, they capped out. Okay, well, that works as well. I was not paying attention to the cap circle. But, yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the stats so far. So he ended up getting 2,500 damage, 1 kill on that BK that you saw towards the beginning. 518, I'm not sure if that's spotting or if that was spotting. That was spotting as well. It wasn't tracking. And he did bounce a couple of shots. That's the one thing with that slope front. You can bounce a few of those shots. But he did end up getting that that Ace Tanker Mastery Badge and a high caliber. Along with the Tank Sniper because he was hitting a lot of shots. So overall, he was, number 1 up here. So that's always good. Let's see, someone else get the Top Gun? I guess not. I guess he didn't hit enough tanks for the Top Gun, or maybe you have to be a little bit higher tier. But anyway, that's going to be it for today. I hope you enjoyed this quick little breakdown of the tank and a little bit of gameplay. But this is Mariner Gaming, and I'll see you on the battlefield.